You're about to witness a seismic event.
Daddy, can you put on Skitbags radio?
No, go to bed.
Okay, yeah, that's the promo.
I find your dancing skills questionable. Your carriage is weak, your toes are soft, your legs have no pop, and you have no fight. But then again, you are on Skitbags Radio. And everybody welcome to Skitbags Radio with Dash Talk X. We always here kicking mad butt. And tonight we got wonderful talent from the place to the east, to the west, to the down, to the south, to the north, to your motherfucking mouth. Get ready, shake your booty, and get ready for Miss Yoe Apolinario.
Welcome. Flawless delivery, Carl.
That was an introduction. I like that. Okay.
So you see why we always ask him to lead us off?
Welcome.
Like no one can top it. No one can top it. I was holding my breath until you were pronounced that name correctly, by the way, Carl. Well done.
That's what we were all waiting for.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Well, Yoe, thanks for joining us, yo. We're excited to have another Tampa native in the building.
Ooh,
Love our Tampa Bays.
Yeah,
Tampa
shout
Bay.
out. These listeners are getting so fucking tired of me talking about Tampa. Like every time I can, I'm like, yeah, Tampa's shit, Florida, boy. And then meanwhile, everybody else in here is like, Devin, you're crazy. Florida is fucking fanatical. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Well, we start every episode with a breakdown of a movie, a TV show, music video, stand-up comedy special, whatever the guest likes. And today, in honor of our esteemed, lovely guest, we are breaking down some dance movies. She is a professional, dancer is too limited of a term. I would say artiste of the body. Is a little bit better. Well, you gotta put personality. Anyone can just dance. I mean, my ass can get up there and just dance. That doesn't mean I'm good.
I'd like to see that.
Well, you give me a couple tequilas in me, the salsa and merengue will come out. You know?
Right.
Anyway, so we had a question before the show, and Yoe, you got an answer. But what is your favorite dance movie? Like, what are some of your favorites, or what's your all-time like? Oh, when I think of dance and film, this is what comes into my
Magic
head.
Mike 2.
Oh, yes.
Why the second one? Is that your favorite, Thomas?
Well, no, it was just more obscure than saying the first one.
I was gonna say, man, you're gonna find a harsh audience of that because Channing's from Tampa too.
Yeah.
I know.
That first movie was filmed
I know.
there. Shout out to my boy. And I've done my time on a male's review stage, okay?
Well, the second one had Donald Glover, so it gets like a step up above the first
It does.
one.
Very
It
true.
does.
Very true. Love.
pass that.
Anyway,
love
what's
me
your
some
favorite
Thomas.
dance movie?
My all-time favorites, I have two. Honey and You Got Served. Those are the reasons why
The
I'm
original You
dancing.
Got Served.
The original You Got Served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good one. The best one.
Hold on. Hold the phone.
Uh-oh.
Is there another one?
There's like three
yeah,
of them
yeah,
or
they
something.
made a bunch of those.
Two or
Where have
three
I
or like
been?
4.
I don't know.
I think they were like
They
straight
weren't-
to video.
Yeah, they were in theaters, so it's not like
Okay.
you should have been like, oh shit.
So I'm not missing out.
You didn't miss your window, yeah.
Okay, so the original, because I didn't know there was more than one. I had
The
both
first
of
one's the
them.
best one anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't gotta worry about it.
So what are your favorite things about those? First of all, why did you like Honey and why did you like You Got Served?
Okay, Honey, solely because it was based on a woman. And I think I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, and I had it on VHS, and I just thought it was so cool that this girl in New York is just trying to make it work and trying to pursue a career as a dancer, even though it was frowned upon, and her mom was like, no, you shouldn't do this. You just shouldn't do this. And I have people in my family that are just as blunt, like, no, come on. Let's stop. It's a hobby. And she just kept going because it was her passion. It's kind of like, now that I'm older and there's 1,000 dance movies based on the same concept, it's kind of cheesy, but I still love it. It still resonates with me.
Well, as an older person, such as myself, I grew up in the days when Fame was on TV, where Debbie Allen was running the show, and you know what I mean, telling them how they got to work. And I was a Michael Jackson guy coming up, so I've been addicted to dance ever since my childhood, strictly because of that and whatnot. So they, you got flash dance back in the day, dancing film, dumping the water on her. Like, there's actually, God, I think there's a good 5 to 10 movies a year probably based on dance in some sort of way. And it's very inspirational. Like, I'm not trained like Devin is. I'm actually a street dancer. And I've been dancing for years. Like, I'm a floor takeover. I take over the floor for 2-3 motherfucking hours. And everybody just stands around and watches. They just watch. And then when I'm done, they're like, oh my God.
Carl
how did you
is
do
the
it?
round.
Did you go to dance school? And I'm like, no, motherfucker. I just loved it.
Original B-boy over here.
Come on, original B-boy. I was going to ask you. That was going to be my next question. What style?
Oh, I used to do everything. I started out breakdancing back during the breakdance era, so the rubber band was my special move.
Okay.
I was nice. And then just as time went on, I matured into the 90s hip-hop era and things like that, where you got more into almost like the freestyle hip-hop dancing that you see now that's on the TV shows where the person's up there by themselves, just killing it by themselves. And I'm like, God damn it. 20 years ago, if this show was out, I'd have won this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But now I watch it and I love it. It's great shows, great stuff.
I'm glad you still love it. I feel like everyone's trying to go back to the era you're talking about. Or at least I am. Everyone is just like pulling from that, not only in dance, but like style, dress. Everyone looks like the 90s right now.
Yeah, the 90s are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I feel like 90s dance era, 90s, early 2000s, that's like something that was so big it hasn't been repeated yet.
Yeah.
Well, that was also really the beginning of like the dance group and like boy bands. Like you had like New Kids on the Block. You had, all the NSYNC and Backstreet, but who was even predated that? Like New Edition and Boyz II Men and like groups of either guys or girls that would be not playing instruments because they would have to dance as entertainment. So normally before that, it's like people up there in a band. Somebody's playing guitar, bass, drums, and singing. Like, it's hard to fucking, do a backflip when you got a fucking guitar on you or something, obviously. But I think that the combination of the music and dance is really what kind of brought maybe that to the forefront. That and Michael, man. Michael, like, you got to think of somebody who changed the game when it comes to like the pop in dance and like pop music.
Yeah, he added that individualism to it and whatnot. Because before it was just the old kind of Commodores, 4 guys in a row going shoot. And that was all you had, And then Mike comes along, he's up there, and James Brown is, he got Mike inspired and. It kind of elevated, and like you said, like about the 80s, 90s.
Even Earth, Wind, and Fire did not dance, really. They just jammed out on stage. And there was fucking 25 people on that stage, Believe me, I've seen them 7 times in concert. They're awesome. But still, it's like, you got to think, like, there's something to it. Anyways, what about You Got Served?
Ooh, You Got Served just really appealed to the hip-hop street dance culture side of me, like, hip-hop was my first love. When I started in the dance studio, to be on their competition team, you had to take everything.
Yeah.
And I refused. I refused. I was like, I only want to take hip-hop. So I took hip-hop for 3 years. At one point, I was taking all 3 hip-hop classes, like the beginner, the intermediate, and advanced. Why? I don't know. But my mom and the studio owner pulled me inside, and they're like, okay, you're going to have to take something else as well because there's nothing else and we think you'd be really good. And I was like, no, I just want to do hip hop. And I did that mostly because You Got Served. Like the movie was crazy, especially as a little girl watching that. I was like, this is it. I have to do this.
Yeah, I was impressed too. It was a great film. Just the group things and all the dope moves and just the matrixy kind of flow that some of them did to some of the ill moves where they were almost defying gravity.
Yeah.
When I watch that movie, it's like, genuinely, how do humans do that? How I can, like, looking at them, how does your body do what they are doing? And when I look at your videos on Instagram, I'm like, how the fuck is her, like, how is Yoe doing this with her body? I don't know. You have incredible control over like every single joint in your body.
Thank you.
That's how I feel when I just watch normal dancers, not even professional. Like, how are you doing that?
When you watch Carl dance in the corner.
When I see the backpack kid flossing, I'm like, how do you do that?
My 90s dance move was sitting on the wall with a cocktail, watching other people do dance.
That's my 2018 dance move.
There you go.
Because I'm not doing the nay-nay and the whip and so I'm just like with my cocktail, like, yes. feel like
Moving your shoulders a little bit.
yeah, a little. Ooh, yes, get it, y'all.
Get it.
How often do you find yourself out in a social event doing automatically trained moves? Because I remember you talking about doing hip hop more than anything else. That's what I did. I did one class of base level for everything, and then hip hop and swing dancing are the only things I continued. But I needed the background to do musical theater. I was a heavy musical theater performer, so I was like, I needed lyrical, and I needed to like know how to do other things and move my body and point my feet in the correct way. But I mean, I would be then on the dance floor and like doing something in some hip hop or rave club or something, and found myself being like, "Oh, Devin, you didn't point your foot correctly." And I'm like, fuck. And then I'd be like, I can't have fun because I know this technical knowledge now.
Right? But on the same hand, those little things actually are the difference between seeing somebody you watch dancing, like, yo, that motherfucker tore it up, and somebody that's kind of just drunk stumbling around like a fat elephant. You get what I mean? Like, really. I mean, some people, like, you watch So You Think You Did sometimes, some motherfuckers out there stomping around like a big-ass elephant. Like, I've watched so much now that I can look at somebody dance and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. She's like 108 pounds, but I'm like, she's stomping around there like an elephant. You know? She's not on her toes. She's not, you know what I mean? Like, so what you're saying, even though it is something it's not enjoying, it's also it makes you look dope to other people around you. So
Yeah.
I like it.
And then talking So You Think You Can Dance, the fact that your mom and the owner pulled you aside and made you take other classes must have helped a lot when you were on So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh, definitely. When I started taking ballet and other classes, my level of dancing just increased so much, like immediately.
Because you can apply all of it to hip hop, your love in your heart.
And it just made me more versatile. I started picking up faster, like picking up choreography faster. I started loving the other styles, even though I didn't want to do it. Like, I cried when I took my first ballet class. I hated it. It's like, I don't want to be here. And then I saw how quickly I started to improve. And I was like, oh, I need to be here. I want more. And it just helps. Like, I feel like I pull from all of those styles even today. And I don't necessarily take classes for ballet or jazz or even hip hop choreography. I mostly do freestyle now. But even when I do freestyle, I feel like I'm pulling from all the things that I've learned already. So it continues to help me.
I could just see you as like Neo in the Matrix, like getting out of ballet and like, put me back in. I know Kung Fu. Like, I don't know how she does it. She's been in the chair 20 hours straight. Do you ever find yourself like that? Like those skills bleeding into your social dancing? Or like if you go to a wedding, are you gonna like tear it up and do like routine? Or are you just gonna freestyle? Like are you able to turn it off when you dance, like the technical aspect and the training? Or is it something that because it's there, it's always there? Like I know for singing, I can't turn it off. I have to be technical when I sing.
Same.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I can turn it off. Like, first and foremost, because I was a teenager in Tampa, Florida, going to teen clubs. So I can turn it.
People don't understand. Teen clubs was a huge thing in Tampa when I was young.
Oh my goodness.
Brian,
Everyone was
whatever that name
hot
is.
and fast at the teen club.
Casablanca, we
Oh
had
my
black
goodness.
and white night. Every day, it was always themed.
Yes, it was always themed. It was just like at a perfect time, like in the summer when we had nothing to do, and me and my cousins would all go. We wear no clothes. I don't know who we thought we were, like
my
little
God.
shorts, and we were just like, we called it like booty shaking, but now it's like twerking.
Yeah.
We would just like twerk
Memories.
all night, like try to get some numbers on my little flip phone, like so. Because I did that, I think that's kind of like the base of me. So when I'm at a party, I just want to like,
You're just jamming.
I just want to
having
jam.
a good time.
Now, if there's like a really good song or other really good like dancers, freestylers there, then I'll start connecting
It
with
makes you
them.
level up.
Yeah, and I'll start just like, okay, you want to dance? Let's get down. Let's get down. But other than that, I'm just like, okay, let me just squat down real quick and twerk a little something and get back up.
Which, by the way, shout out to the South because we pretty much invented twerking with Little John.
did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
come on.
yes.
You're welcome,
Lil
America,
Jon, Yin
in
Yang
the world.
Twins,
Sure.
all
As-
trap music.
As an elder person, we'll go with Luke Skywalker and Two Live Crew with booty-based music from Florida.
Ooh, come
All right.
And 95 South.
95
yeah.
South.
My college experience, nothing but cheeks just shaking in my
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke, that's right.
So tell us about your journey about what happened? You graduated from high school in Tampa and then you were off immediately to New York, or where does your journey
You
go?
were touring with Pulse for a little while.
Yeah. My last 2 years of high school, I was touring with Pulse, and then
What is Pulse? Explain it to our
Pulse
audience.
is a dance convention where you go and take classes from working choreographers in the industry, and they give out scholarships. And they had a Pulse Protege scholarship where you can basically go to any city that you can get yourself to. They cover the tuition, which is like $300, so you save $300, but you have to cover airfare and hotel. And I basically went to the close cities, which were New Orleans and Atlanta. I went to Chicago because I have family there, so I used that as a family trip. And when I turned 18, my mother just looked at me and was like, okay, so you're 18, you can pay for this now. And I was like, oh, I'm not paying for this, so I guess I'm not doing the Pulse anymore.
Sounds about right.
So I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this out in the open, but
This is all pre-recorded. We can edit this out.
We
All
can
right,
edit.
so
Well, whatever you
I
want.
don't know if the government's gonna hate me, but I went to college. I went to HCC solely because I got a lot of financial aid.
Nothing wrong with that.
My mother has MS. She's on disability. She has 4 kids. So on paper, she doesn't work and she has 4 kids. So we get all the grants, all the financial aid. And after every semester, I got maybe $3,000 refunded to me.
Yeah.
So I went to school for 3 semesters and saved that just to move to LA. And because I knew that's what I was gonna do, I wasn't taking anything I was supposed to take. I was like, I'm not taking math. I'm not taking science. I was only taking psychology, sociology, like nothing on my, I don't know,
Credits.
the credits that you need to get your degree. I just threw that out the window. So that's why I was like, I don't know if I should say that out loud. I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right.
Nah, there's absolutely nothing.
Shout
wrong
It's
out
with
like
to
you
that.
went and you got a BFA.
I
You were
did the
like,
same
I'm going to
shit
do
too.
my own thing.
Yeah. So I took that money, went straight to LA, and auditioned for So You Think.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
So really, that quick. All right, for all you listeners out there, it normally doesn't happen like that. But, but if you work hard, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So clearly you wouldn't have gotten it if you weren't capable and didn't deserve it. So that is how I approach it. It's like, oh, you just jumped to the front of the line. A lot of stand-ups do that. And they're like, I hear them bitching all the time. Like, he didn't put in his dues and blah, blah. I'm like, shut up, man. Like, it happened for a reason. If a person wasn't funny, it wouldn't be up there. If she's not a good dancer, it's not going to be there. Like, just because they got the opportunity at a different time in their career than you did, it doesn't, whatever. So that's awesome. And
So what was that
congratulations.
journey like? You're automatically just put into TV. You were put in the limelight.
Ooh.
Right then and there.
Yeah, it was insane. I would say that So You Think is very much a reality TV show and a dance show. And that's what I didn't expect. I didn't expect, I don't know, producers
In your
to
face.
fish out drama or in my face and, hey, I saw so-and-so marking in rehearsal. Did you see that? And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, are you sure? I'm like, what do you want me to say? I don't know, to like spruce something up. So that's what I wasn't used to. I wasn't used to having to put on a face, or they encouraged us to use social media, which is smart.
Yeah.
But I've always been weird about social media. Like, I've always tried to stay true to myself. So being a face and being like, hey guys,
Come
vote for me on
me.
So You Think. Here I am in rehearsal. Here I am, and taking pictures and videos. I would always forget to do that. One, because I never had my phone on me. So I always lost the opportunity to be like, oh, with the choreographer in rehearsal, boomerang.
Who would have thought that you'd be too busy rehearsing
Right.
to be able to take a fucking selfie?
God forbid.
Jesus. Shame on you, producers.
And I still do it now. Like, I just got back from Israel and I have 2 pictures.
Oh my God.
And my aunt is
Yo.
like, what the hell? Like, you were
What
there
happened
for
to you
so
over
many
there?
days.
I'm the same way. I don't know what it is. It's something about when I'm in a moment. I don't want to kind of ruin it by
What are
taking
you
a picture.
talking
Like,
about?
I do
Your
it-
phone is out every
My phone is out every day,
What are you
but
talking
how about
about?
this? As much as you see my phone out,
Shots fucking fired.
No, real shit. You'll see probably like 30% of my life.
Yeah,
30%
yeah.
of what happens. Like,
lot.
yo, most of the shit I do, like, I be around famous niggas all the time.
Uh-huh.
Do you see it on my Instagram?
That's my boy.
Nope.
No, you just film godless, countless numbers of stories of nothing.
Yeah, I like
shit.
Random shit, dog. It's all about the random stuff.
Just
You know what I mean? But it's not about
I'm never
me.
out of my phone except when I'm plucking my eyebrows in the mirror randomly. I'm like, what the fuck?
But it's not me that's
Walking
on those
down
things.
the
It's
street.
other people. I'm taking pictures of other people. I'm taking pictures of other things. But
That's
you,
my favorite.
you
Carl's
don't see any trip pictures from me in Philly when I go home for a week. You got one photo.
Literally,
Yeah.
I'll watch Carl's story, and he'll be like walking home from something and walk past this park. He'll be like, look at this tree. This is a fucking freaky ass tree. But I'm like, what the Carl, what did you smoke, bro?
You know, some good weed.
Only the good shit for Carl.
But I'm similar to that. I don't take many pictures of like my actual activities when I'm on a vacation or I'm on a trip. I'm terrible with
But a lot of people
Terrible.
strive for that. A lot of people wish they could be like you. I wish I could be like you. I wish I could put my phone down and just like live in the moment. But
I love it.
I grew up with a photographer dad, like with a camera in his hand everywhere he went. So I just like grew up feeling like I needed to save all of these moments because that's what he did. And that's what I do with my phone. But I
love
wish I
that.
could just live in the moment and be like, oh my gosh, here I am in Israel right now. I don't care about taking my my phone out, taking some pics of, I don't know what's in it.
What
or
were
a random weird tree.
Yeah.
That's what you.
What were your 2 pictures of specifically? What was worthy enough for you to get that phone out?
Okay, the pictures I have, they're pretty cool. They're awesome. Like, I was staying right on the water. I was in the most southern city. It's called Eilat, and it's a city where they vacation a lot. So it's always sunny. They said it was really similar to LA because it's always sunny, always hot, desert climate. So it was right on the water, and there was really huge mountains, kind of like LA. And where you were, you could see Jordan, the country, right across the water. And I just thought it was beautiful, and there was palm trees everywhere. So that was my first picture. And my second picture was just like my hotel balcony. Because it was a really big balcony. It was huge. I was like, ooh, this is great.
This is some fancy shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, I don't know what else to take a picture of. Like, what? I feel like I'm a bad tourist. What do you take pictures of? Because I'm also teaching, so I'm not necessarily like sightseeing every day. I'm teaching classes all day. And then maybe on my lunch break, I'll go out to the water.
How do you book a teaching gig all the way in Israel?
Girl, I still don't know. My agent hit me up. She was like, hey, got this teaching gig.
With Block?
Yeah, Block agency. Woo. They hit me up. They're like, got this teaching gig in Israel. Are you available? And I was like, okay, all right. I'm scared. Here I go.
Queen, that's amazing.
I imagine, I don't know, I get a lot of things through social media now. So I imagine, because it's just a big
But you
platform.
have a big following. I follow the Instagram page, and I think a few months ago, I was just scrolling, and I was like, holy shit, this is the Instagram page. I'm pretty sure I saw this exact post on Yoe's, like a week beforehand? It was amazing.
Oh my goodness. Like the actual Instagram page. Yeah, they shouted me out, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And I was like, I woke up to so many notifications. I was like, what's happening? What's going on? And I was like, did Instagram shout me out?
Nice.
I was like, this is crazy. What?
That's dope.
On Instagram's Instagram page?
Yes.
That's dope.
It was wild.
Big time.
So, you were teaching classes in Israel? How was that? What's the style of dance different like there, and the training levels different like there than stateside or Europe?
I really don't think there was a difference, which blew my mind.
Really?
Yeah. Like all the kids from small to big were doing everything that people do here. I think a big reason for that is the internet. Like they were doing the nay and doing the Millie Rock really hard. I was just there to be like, okay, y'all know what the chicken head is? Because that's what I was doing when I was your age. So, and they didn't know, obviously, because they're younger. And 2, we didn't have that.
Yeah, we did.
So, especially for the little ones, because they're still like working on the groove. Like a lot of little dancers, they can get choreography, but they just need like
the heart, they need the soul
groove,
in it.
like the step touch you do at a club. And if you don't have the teen club environment, sometimes you don't have that, So when I teach like maybe dancers under 13, that's what I focus on. So that class was just like chicken head, the heel toe, the Harlem shake, like
Get him in the mood.
crazes
Get
I
their
was
body
doing.
in
These
it.
little Jewish kids with the curls and the hat, just shaking it up, just Harlem killing it, like hilarious.
Yo, man, you should go choreograph some shit for Lil Dicky. That's why.
I would
be
love
up
to.
Yeah, anyways, when you say that, that's what I was just thinking, because he's just like that. It's visually a very stereotypical young Jewish man, and doesn't really have as good as moves as Chris Brown, surprisingly enough, in Freaky Friday. Yeah, I mean, granted, Lil Dicky, I'm not giving you shit, bro.
They
You're
might have
going up
been
against
playing that
Chris
up.
Brown, like.
Right.
I don't know. Some people can move, and other people like me and you, we can kind of move. Like, it depends on what we're moving to.
Well, shout out to Little Dicky. I actually respect him as one of the best rappers out there right now. He is like a true hip hopper. Like,
Yeah, great
much
lyricist.
respect to that kid.
Carl, do you know who Cupcake is?
No,
I just found out. I
Just
was
found
just
out
put
about
on.
Cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe
god.
like a month
she's-
ago.
You're.
Enlighten us.
I can't enlighten you. Even on Skitbags
Oh,
radio,
harsh.
guys. She rough. I love
She's
my girl
rough. She appeals
Cupcake.
to the inner like
Thought.
person that loves Trina and Lil Kim and City Girls.
Okay.
I love
Shout
Lil'
out
Kim.
to Miami 305 City Girls. I love y'all. Who else?
Is she kind of like Asian Doll and like Nisha Nashe and some of those newer, because they like fine, they pretty, but they gangster as fuck and they're like really raunchy with the
Really
mouth.
raunchy
It's
with the
really,
mouth.
Yeah,
she's really raunchy
yeah,
with
yeah.
the mouth. But what's so great about Cupcake is a persona. Like, she created Cupcake. It's like how
know
Lady
that.
Gaga became, like, she went from herself to Lady Gaga.
Gaga,
Cupcake
right.
is a thought, but she created the thought image. She says, like, one of my favorite lyrics is, what is it? It's from I don't even want to say it out loud.
Say
it's
it, say
it's
it.
the chopstick one, like mouth wide open like I was at the dentist. Pussy so deep I can't like fix a sentence. It's something
I love
just
that.
ridiculous.
I love that. I love that.
She creates.
I'm looking up this Cupcake motherfucker right
You
now.
need to. Deep Throat. Deep Throat is one of my favorite songs.
I think
that
that's that's the song that I discovered.
Deep Throat.
Yes, I really think so. I'm looking it up right now too. I'm like,
Well,
someone
shout out
put me on.
Cupcake.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Cupcake.
Cupcake. I don't know.
Deep Throat. What's
I'm
that
gonna find
referencing?
Reception is shit in here.
That's the whole government
that's
thing,
Right.
right?
You're obviously talking about Richard Nixon. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the lyrics pulled up here. Hump me, fuck me. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it away after a little bit.
Hump me, fuck me. Daddy better make me show. You better hump me, fuck me. My tunnel loves a deep throat. Lick, 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 lick. I wanna eat your dick, but I can't fuck on my nails. So I'ma pick it up with chopsticks.
That's what it was. The chopstick line.
You're gonna pick the dick up with chopsticks.
Uh-huh. She
Yeah.
can't fuck up her nails.
No, she can't.
It's
She
understandable.
can't.
I love it.
That was very much in the same vein as Trina.
Right?
Like,
It's the same little group.
which I miss that rap. Fuck Cardi B, man. Come on, bring that shit back.
Cupcake, that's what I'm saying. Cupcake is rising.
Is she?
Where's she
It's
from?
don't know where
it's very
she's from.
southern sounding too. That's like way ATL music.
Yeah,
Like,
she
the
sounds
beat-
like a down south artist for sure.
Her Instagram handle is Marilyn Monho.
That's either.
If you guys want to follow her on Instagram
Marilyn
or
Monroe.
Twitter,
See
Stop.
ya.
Like look at her picture. Like she's just.
she's living her best life.
She looks like one of my friends I went to the club with. Like
Shout out to Cupcake Girl. I love you so much. Please come on Skitbags Radio. Please.
I'm a fan.
Big fan. So going back to after So You Think You Can Dance, you booked a bunch of tours. You were, if I'm correct, you were with the Backstreet Boys, Tinashe, Taylor Swift, worldwide. That was crazy. How was that experience?
Taylor Swift was crazy. I had never been out of the country.
What was that journey like? How did you book it? How rehearsals, tour?
Okay. Auditions were January of last year.
Okay.
And the whole year prior to that, I was traveling a lot with the Backstreet Boys. They had the Vegas show. And then on top of that, we were doing a lot of like summer festivals, like and Jingle Ball and stuff like that.
Love Jingle Ball.
So I did a lot of traveling. And I sent an email to my agent at the end of the year. And I was like, okay, woo, this year was great. A lot of traveling, but I think I want to work out of LA more. and Taylor Swift was the first audition I got. The first audition, I looked at it and I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, I don't want to travel. I'm tired. Like, traveling is a lot.
What is
guys.
that like?
Airports, hotels. Sometimes it's great because you're going to different places, but how many off days do you have?
Yeah.
It's great that I was in Miami, but did I do anything? So.
Do you still have rehearsals? Like you land in Dublin, you have 3 days in Dublin, and then what is that like?
For her tour, it was really great because once we finished rehearsals, we did not rehearse anymore.
Good.
The show was muscle memory, and unless there was a sick dancer or a hurt dancer, we rehearsed, but that was really rare. So it was great, and we had a lot of off days. We had, 2 to 5 days at a time, off days, so we really had time to see the city. Some cities we have too many days off, so I just ended up like, I'm in Dublin, I have 5 days off. Okay, the first 2 days I'm like, shopping,
grab a beer somewhere.
Grab a beer, fish and chips, awesome, I got a tattoo. And then the third day I was like, okay, all right, I'm in Dublin. All right.
Take some pictures.
Still here, forget to take some pictures.
Right.
Don't have any pictures of me in Dublin. You go figure.
Right? I tell you.
So,
Photoshop is key now.
oh yeah, just me. Here, hey, the same picture in every place.
Yeah.
Hailing a cab in London, hailing a cab in Dublin.
Yeah.
Just throw up the green screen. We'll just give you a bunch of motion shots. We'll give you a whole album.
Just make up for the whole year with Taylor
I do
Swift.
have a question. Did you have any negative experiences during any of these long travels? Like, or any crazy moments you're like, oh my God, this one time we almost died. Is there anything like that?
One time I almost died. Did I almost die? I don't know. I had weird show anxiety. It's crazy to think like this. Well, not so crazy because the climate today in which we live, certain shows, at the beginning of the show, we're sitting in the pit where the audience, like the section where they're all the way at the front and they're standing and we're just sitting there waiting to go on stage. And some shows I would really look out into the audience, and it was always stadiums. We only performed at stadiums, so it's a huge audience. And I would look at everyone and think, if something goes wrong, how would I escape with all these people here? And it would really give me anxiety. Like, I would be in random places on stage like, okay, how could I escape if there was a shooting? And I hate that I even thought like that.
God, I think that's that Tampa, Florida kicking in.
No. At the end of the show, there's 2 fireworks. One that's like goes off at the very end of the song, and then the last firework happens while we're walking off stage. So it's like a random firework, like last one, woo! And the very first time I heard it, I was walking off stage. I was so excited. I was behind the stage already. I was like, woo, we finished first show. And the second firework went off, and I dropped to the floor.
Oh my God.
Right in front of Taylor Swift. And she was like, are you okay? And I was like,
You
I'm
played
sorry.
it off as a dance move?
I'm sorry, I didn't know what it was. No, she knew. Everyone knew. There was no way of hiding that. I thought it was over. I thought something was going down.
And I feel for you. I remember seeing the pictures of you in the Tampa arena, and your there's no hiding the dancers. Your face is huge behind Taylor Swift as you're dancing. Just like giant. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
And the firework thing, I did the same thing. I was in Pakistan once with my cousins, and it's Pakistan, so obviously
What?
I'm on high alert.
Oh my
My
goodness.
whole family lives in Pakistan, and I'm in this house.
No.
But fireworks go off for my cousin's wedding, and no one told me fireworks were going off, so I just hear pow, 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 and I'm like, run and scream and hide, and everyone, all of the children were like, "What's wrong with
It's
Gabby,
happening."
cousin? Where did she go?" I was just so scared.
Very squeamish.
You guys just didn't go to enough Gasparillas when you were younger.
Apparently not.
Oh no, I've only gone to 2. That was enough for me. One, I went willingly, and the other one, my high school marched at. So Blake, we
What is
marched at it.
Gasparella's, guys?
Like our little Mardi Gras, because
Yeah.
Tampa's like a tinier city, so it's like a little baby Mardi Gras. It's all
But
pirate themed.
So everyone
Oh.
dresses up in corsets and big pirate hats. Dev, I'm pretty sure, has an actual sailor costume.
You probably
So-
have pictures.
It's my favorite holiday of the year.
Just like a pirate day?
Imagine Mardi Gras, but pirate themed. And now there's 2 million people that go there every year. So it's not so little anymore. Yeah, it's huge.
That's so cool.
But basically, they block off the entire street, like PCH, right next to the water, and they have a big parade. But in the morning, we do a mock invasion of the Tampa harbor of downtown Tampa, and we have a giant pirate ship with fireworks and cannons.
And they steal the city
and
key.
2,000 people dressed up in pirates, and then 1,500 small people's personal boats.
Never known this.
It's like a siege. And what we do is it comes right by Davis Island into downtown by the convention center. And me and a big group of other native tampons, we sit on the seawall of Davis Island, which is like the small island right where they come in the entrance to Tampa. And we have 20,000 water balloons and water balloon cannons, and we're now known. We get in the news every year for our little social club that does this, and we shoot at the pirates coming to invade Tampa, and so much so that Tampa Fire Department will come up with their boat and sideswipe us with a damn water cannon and stuff. It's so much fun. Yeah, it's lighthearted fun, but it is a drunken catastrophe of nonsense.
So Devin has more fun than everyone else during Gasparilla.
He gets really into it.
My friends all live their parents' houses were right in the area of the parade route, so it was a different experience. We had a home base. We're not just chilling on the sidewalk and on the lawn like most everybody else is. So we were really spoiled in being able to go to the bathroom and put all our stuff down, and we could I can walk around with a drink because I don't have to carry a bottle and beer in my backpack and stuff like that.
When I was a kid, I was just the most scared of all the tits. There were just so many
tits. I was marching in the parade, 15. I was like, why are they letting us do this? There's so many tits everywhere.
What's going on? My favorite holiday.
What is going on in Florida?
Even the children's parade.
The children's parade. This is a good metaphor for tampons. Dude. There's 3 parades, Gasparilla parades. There's a children's parade.
I did not know this.
Which is the week before in the morning, and it is strictly for children. It has kids floats and things like that. And then there's a normal Gasparilla parade, which is the following Saturday, all-day event. That's the big one. And then there's an adults-themed night parade the week after in Ybor downtown in front of all the clubs.
However, there are tits in all 3.
Yeah, apparently.
Yes.
Apparently.
Tits for the kids and for the adults.
The level of tits just escalates.
And for the tourists that are coming into town.
What days do they have this? What are the days and times?
It's in March, right?
Carl, I'll go.
Carl's going to be at the children's parade.
Make a reservation.
We'll broadcast live or something from there. I don't know.
Could probably just march with the Blake band, just blend in the background with the drum.
I'll carry their waters.
Nah, but this time we do it right. We just rent out a whole section of the bleachers, or I have my fucking yacht, my friends with boats, and we'll just sit on that. We don't have to.
That sounds like a good time.
I don't need to be in
Yoe and her girlfriend will just dance in the front, and we'll get featured on ABC 9.
Awesome! I'll throw up the drones. We'll get some drone shots. We'll bring camera crew. Let's do it. Down.
Gasparilla, the documentary.
Does this happen at the same time as Mardi Gras? Or
it's at the end of January every year. And it's usually in conjunction with the Super Bowl. It's either the weekend of or the weekend right before, because Tampa's hosted the Super Bowl twice. And when the Super Bowl and Gasparilla on the same weekend that happens, like Gasparilla on Saturday, Super Bowl on Sunday, the city breaks. And it just kind of all of the institutions in it fail.
The city burns down.
So no cops, no police. Basically, it's kind of
complete lawlessness. Imagine if a hurricane hit with no water. It's just so.
I remember driving in high school after one of the Gasparilla parades, and my friend just straight up was driving on the trolley lane. He was in. The trolley has its own section of road, and that's where we were as in his car. And I was just like,
that's
help,
frightening.
Help.
You are schooling me.
Yeah.
Born and raised, and I don't know any of this.
This was a lot of fun back in college and high school.
Yeah,
now I don't think I can tolerate the Gasparilla level
the yacht
of intensity.
sounds like a cute
you
time.
say that now, but then once you put that pirate costume on,
That's right. The old juices. Just give me some rum and a good pirate outfit and a good sea shanty.
Some cute pirate outfits. What was your favorite outfit? Because you have so many outfits for the tours.
For the tour.
Not just Taylor Swift, at any tour. Or VMAs.
Okay.
You did a lot.
I would say in the Backstreet Boys show, there's a song called The Call. And it's
Thomas knows this.
Oh yeah. Everyone knows. If you don't know, he's basically calling up his girlfriend and letting his girlfriend know that he won't be home. Like, I'm not going to be home tonight. Don't wait up for me because I'm out hoeing, basically.
Yeah.
So we were all in these pleather outfits. And usually I get really scared about things like that because I've been in situations where I've done a music video. I ended up in little to no clothes. And I've been just like a little, I don't know what this is. Like, every time they yell cut, I'm like,
Someone please get me a towel.
Yes.
Cover me up.
Nobody brought you a jacket?
No, I was just so, I don't know, like, I don't
Exposed.
have like insecurities or anything, but something about just like bearing it on,
And
like,
that's weird
I don't
that
know.
hip hop dancers are always like expected to just wear little to nothing. What do you think that is?
And this doesn't
That
help
was a big
either.
part of how it got popularized.
Sex
Yeah.
sells, yeah.
Any video I post with, like, you know how you can pick your cover picture? If I pick the cover picture and it's just me, light-skinned hoe with curly hair,
Pass.
or like
Next picture,
I'm in
please.
like shorts or something, that one
Yeah,
gets
that's the
way
one that
more
goes off.
like, oh, let me click on that. Let me you
Guys,
know?
guys are scumbags. You just can't do anything
You
about
know,
it.
girls are in there too, because
We're like one step away from chimps, all right? Like, we're not perfect.
Yeah.
It's only an 8% difference genetically. if
We've
you
been
didn't know.
fooling you guys so far, but
We're really good at pretending we're not chimps.
thus far.
I don't know. When you get in that sailor costume, Dev, it's one step closer.
One step
one
closer.
step, you know.
Well, you know, all things having a good time, I guess. I just need my boat. That'll
Well,
fix everything.
Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean did have that little plant monkey, so.
I feel like I'm a little more jacked than Barbosa, but
Carl
whatever.
can be Barbosa and you can be his pet monkey next holiday.
That works. That works. I like that.
like
The size proportions are accurate.
True.
So where did you go after So You Think You Can Dance? Did you start booking these tours? Did you go right into that, or were you doing some teaching, some classes? Like, because there was a little gap we missed career-wise for you when we were talking.
Right after So You Think, one of the choreographers that I worked with on the show, her name is Reina Hidalgo. She's from Hialeah, Florida.
Yeah.
Ooh, another Florida native. She hit me up and she was like, what are you doing after tour? Because some people, when the tours are over, they go home or they go somewhere on vacation.
The So You Think You Can Dance tour, or
The So You Think You Can Dance tour. Yeah, it ended, I think, the end of January. And Reina hit me up at the beginning of January and she said, what are your plans after tour? And I was like, I'm going to LA. I need to find an apartment. I need to get a car. I need to figure it out. Like, I don't have time to vacation. And she was like, are you available these dates in February? And I said, yeah. And she hired me for my first gig in LA. And it was for a Hulu show called East Los High. And
so a few episodes of that.
yeah. And it felt like a cross between Degrassi and Bring It On, because there were these two groups with like a rivalry, and I was on the hated group. And it was also like, I don't know, I felt like the East Compton Clovers and Bring It On.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was just really cool to have my first dance gig. It was a Hulu show, which was awesome because it had multiple episodes, and I was just doing it for like a month and a half. And
It took that whole month to film the first season.
they were filming before we got there. We just
Okay.
were brought in for like certain episodes. I think I was in like 4 or 5 episodes, and that took like a month and a half. So it wasn't like consistent. We had like days off and stuff, but I don't know how long they were filming.
What is the difference between performing on a stage and then having to go onto camera? Everything on camera is done. Every minimal movement that you do is really picked up. What was the difference between that?
Stage, it's more energy based because you're performing for an audience, and it's just very like big because you have to appeal to the person all the way in the back,
Especially
like
on
in
a
the last
stadium
row.
tour.
Yeah, but on camera, it's more about the look, you know, because you could be going really hard, but the camera's just here, you know. So knowing that and pacing yourself, because a lot of the takes, they'll be like, all right, again, okay, again, and then the 10th take, you're like, and you're dancing, but your face might look like, so you need to learn how to pace yourself and really maybe be a smarter dancer and not a hard dancer, like, and not just give it your all in the first 3 takes. So it's more of a mind game,
Yeah.
television and camera, anything.
Was
Because
it like that for So You Think You Can Dance too?
Yeah. The TV show, yes, because we had camera blocking. So we had to memorize where the camera would be and do we look at it? Do we make sure our back isn't facing it? And memorizing that on top of our routine, it was just more than just getting on stage and just dancing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, excuse me. Sorry, I need a mic clear check. When you were performing in So You Think You Can Dance, did you get producers' notes? Like, I know you get when you're dancing on a normal stage and you're doing a live show, choreographer in rehearsal or after a show will give you notes, right? That's where they come from. But like on set, where do those notes come from? Is it like a producer or the director saying, "Oh, can you look at the camera during this part instead because I'm going to zoom in on you," you know? Or is it, how does that work? Or is, So You Think You Can Dance, I imagine that they have a live run of the show, but like if something happens, do they call cut and reset? Like, I don't know how this works.
In my experience, the live show was live. It was really live. Like, which was really surprising. I didn't know it was gonna, they say live. I was like, okay, all right, what is this? And I think that was a huge reason as to why they stressed us out so hard. Like the 2 days before the actual live show were just crazy. We ran everything multiple times. So by the time I actually performed the routine on the show, it felt like a breeze.
It's automatic.
It's automatic. Yeah. I knew exactly what I was doing. I was no longer thinking, which was great. But the practice going into it, and they just like really like dig it into you. Like, you're going to be here right after you finish dancing. Then you're going to walk and get your critiques from the judges and this and this and that. And yeah, so.
And you're out of breath. You just danced and then you have to compose yourself for Vanessa and Hudgens. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm just like, sometimes when they gave us critiques, it wouldn't really register. Because I'm just like, what did I do? What happened? One of my routines, it was a trio. One of the girls fell. And I didn't see it while I was on stage because I was doing something else. So I didn't see her fall. So when we got in front of the judges, everyone was like, so-and-so, I didn't even notice. You carried on pretty well. Or I saw so-and-so drop you. And the whole time I was sitting there smiling like, what the hell happened out there? I didn't see any of this. What happened? And I was just smiling like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, she.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
She pulled it off, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Who was your favorite choreographer to work with? Because you work with the best.
I'm going to have to say, I'll bring her up again, the woman that hired me for my first gig, Reina Hidalgo, because the piece she choreographed a group piece that opened up the show, and it was an Afro-Cuban piece. And it was around the time where Cuba was opened for like more tourism in the U.S. and stuff. And it was just a really good time for Cubans. I remember being really excited because when my parents went to Cuba, my mother's Puerto Rican and my stepfather's Cuban. When they went, me and my older sister were forced to stay behind because we have no relation to our stepfather. He's not our father. We're not married to him, so we had to stay behind. And I remember being really sad because I wanted to go to Cuba. And when that happened, I just remember being really excited. And I was like, okay, I'm going to Cuba. I have to go. And Reina is just so unapologetically Cuban, like straight from Hialeah, Florida. Like, it's real Cuban down there. Like, there's certain parts of Southern Florida that people don't speak English.
Yeah.
And the white and black people have accents.
Look, Dev's smiling over there.
I was just so relating to everything you're saying right now. My family, my dad was born in Valladolid, and my mom's German and Irish, so I've got a weird mix. Yeah, but when you talk about like, it's different culturally because you go down there and the Cubans. I mean, I don't know what you think since going. I've never gone. I can't go, but my uncle's in politics and stuff.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh well,
Wait. So it's dangerous for you to go or something?
Yeah, no, I'm on a list. Me and my family's on a list. My uncle was the head of Latin American Foreign Trade and Affairs for Clinton's second term, and we think he was in the CIA. So, if not still. So, sorry, Uncle Elio, shout out. But, no, I'll just cut it. I'll edit it in post. But, yeah, no, my grandparents were always like, and my father pulled me and my cousins off to the side, and they were like, Devin, Elliot, we we know you guys are rambunctious little fucks and you don't listen to us. So you might want to go to Cuba one of these days without our permission. I get that, but don't. They're like, if you get arrested there, we can't get you out.
R.I.P.
And they're just going to sit there. You'll be like just a political prisoner and just like they'll use you as leverage in politics and some other shit that has nothing to do with you and nothing to do with his family. But they're like, don't risk it. And anyways, it's crazy. South Florida's crazy, dude. My grandfather used to know people, I still know the fishermen in the Keys that knew the radar patterns of the Cuban radar system to sneak, smuggle people in there to do guerrilla warfare and like rebels, like back in the 60s and shit. Back when they were, anyways. That's irrelevant. What I was going to say is I was smiling ear to ear because like Cubans and Puerto Ricans have such a unique, in the Caribbean is such a unique dance culture too, like music and dance. Like how many different genres you got? You got salsa, merengue, cumbia, bachata. You know, there's like there's like 9 different styles, very unique styles of dance. They're like very different from one another.
It's so rich. Like the Caribbean is just a perfect mix of Latin and African culture, and that's what I love about it. Like, I don't know.
I think I read an interview that said that you have been doing a really big movement for like Puerto Rican dance styles on your Instagram. It might have been an interview. I don't know.
I'm trying to think about that. I don't know.
I just do too much. You're all over the place, dude. She's been to Dublin, but she still hasn't been to Cuba.
I know. What? How did I manage that?
Well, Cubans are stuck back in time too. So like, I can imagine
like
they're still listening to modern music, but they're doing like breakdancing with like a 1955 truck in their music video. Like, you know, it's different. Like you see it and you're just like, whoa, this is this weird fusion of past and present that's going on all at the same time. So they just got internet, by the way. Mobile internet just went live. Surprise, moving up in the world.
Yeah, Cuba's moving slow. And I don't know. I don't know where your family. Do you still have family there?
Yeah, they're in Havana, and then Vajadero is like a little beach town right outside of Havana. And my grandfather used to be the mayor of it, so like the equivalent of like the mayor of I don't know, like Anna Maria or something would have been like that. But I do a lot of stuff in Puerto Rico too, because I love the island. Puerto Rico is a beautiful island, by the way.
Gorgeous.
This is Rincon right here. That's right there.
I love that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite spots on the planet.
My family's like an hour and a half away from Rincon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're in Juanadilla.
Oh, God, that's awesome. That's one of my favorite hidden gems on the planet, you guys. And now everyone's gonna go there because I'm talking about it on the radio. What is your favorite genre of dance to just dance to? Like if you were like, yo, I just want to move, put on blah blah blah, and
I just want to move.
Is it hip hop? Is it freestyle? Is it, you know? I know you're going to Quinceañera, you're gonna be busting out some stuff.
You already know. I think it has to be a tie between like old Southern trap, like 3-6 Mafia, and salsa.
6 Mafia.
Yeah, like a good cross between those two. That and salsa, specifically like Cuban salsa or Colombian salsa. Because, like I said, they just blended all the different things that came into the Caribbean so well. Like you have the drums, like the African drums, and then the horn section, and then sometimes there's a string section. Like, salsa is just a beautiful collection of sound, and I really love it.
It's also a delicious food.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So after East Los High, you filmed that. What happens after that?
Ooh, what happened after that? That's a very good question.
Back in her memory.
This is me every time I have to update my resume. I'm like, what have I done? I don't know. Are you guys like huge SpongeBob fans?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode when he said, what I learned in boarding school is? What I learned in boarding school is? That's me every time.
The top of the paper, you just have the.
That's me every time. What did I do? I think that's when I did the Tinashe music video. Mm-hmm. And I was in like a good
Tinashe is so underrated, guys.
She's
so
awesome.
good.
She can dance her ass off.
She got cut from Dancing with the Stars, and that broke me. She was one of the best dancers. She was incredible.
She can dance. She picks up so fast. Like she's so humble. She came into rehearsal and just like she was stretching, and she was like, okay, where do I go? Like, and she just picked everything up really quickly. which is sometimes kind of rare.
Well, picking up dance, that's a really big skill. You have to continue to be dancing. If you're not, then you're just not, it's not going to stick with you.
No, even now, like, because I've stopped doing a lot of choreography, I just freestyle. I don't really take classes like that. So when I go to a class or when I go to an audition that they teach choreography, I'm like, okay, focus. Because you have a lot of dust on you and you need to knock it off. Like, and I'm a dancer, so I can't imagine for someone that's not their primary skill, you know? It's difficult. It's hard, y'all.
And then you did Tinashe and then Jordan Fisher, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. Jordan Fisher, that one was a cattle call.
Really?
A cattle call audition, which is like an audition where there's a shit ton of people, just so many people. And most of the time you're like, how? What is happening? But I booked it.
Booked and blessed.
Oof. Thank God. I booked it. I had never worked with, the choreographer was Wildebeest and Janelle. I never worked with them before. So I always like working with new people, dancers and choreographers, because that's how I make my connections.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a homebody, so I don't really like go out and stuff and like go to dance events. So meeting choreographers and dancers, I do that in my jobs. I don't really do that out in life networking because I'm a homebody. So I was excited that I was working with a new group of people. And Jordan Fisher's also extremely talented.
Was that for a music video or for a tour?
A music video.
Okay.
It's a music video for his song called All About Us. It was really cute, quick, week process. And it was just cool getting to do a different type of job, like different choreography. And Tinashe was more like cute, girly. We were on the beach, Baywatch bathing suits. And I was also like, I'm dancing in a bathing suit.
Like, how does that work? Like, have you ever been given a costume for a gig and been like, excuse me, you don't know what moves I'm doing. How is this going to work? Like, do they have to adjust it? And like, I can imagine that a costume designer is going to be like, I want you to look as beautiful and as sexy as you can. And then the choreographer is going to be like, I want you to look as beautiful and as sexy as you can. But both those entirely entail two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
It depends on the gig. I've been on certain gigs where there's a compromise. And they're like, okay, I want you in platform boots, but I understand those are 30 pounds each. So maybe let's go with something different. And then some gigs are like, good luck. Good luck.
My big question is, they put you in a swimsuit. Do they pay for like a wax? Do they like...
I wish they did, girl.
They don't?
No.
What the they're making you dance in a bathing suit and they do not pay for a wax? That's ridiculous.
You need to pay for a wax. You need to pay for the editing. I want to look flawless. I want every little mark on me, every bruise.
Same.
I'm always like messed up. I don't know what happens, what I go through, but
I have bruises on my knees from like skateboarding when I was 8.
Yes, and scars. Like I always have something going on my legs, which is strange.
When she was 8.
Right. She's from Florida. Right.
I was really into BMX. Like I really wanted to be in the BMX when I was a little kid.
Like the
I was into like biking and rollerblading, and we had like a little ramp in my backyard. It was wild.
You like the movie Motocrossed?
I did. I loved the movie Motocross.
I love
Disney
that movie.
Channel originals.
Yes,
Man.
Disney Channel originals.
What was that movie? Si se puede. They were. It was like a
Gotta
dance.
Kick It Up.
Oh, Gotta Kick It Up was so good.
Si se puede. Seize the day. Wait, no. What does it mean?
Si se
yes,
puede,
we can.
yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
America Ferrera was in that movie.
Oh,
guys.
I love
Wild.
her. What?
Wild.
I got a question about your homebodiness. Did you ever go to those choreographer balls that they have like every few months here?
The carnival?
Yeah, the carnival. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a dancer homeboy. He took me to a couple when I first moved here, and I stopped going after a year or two because I'm not like a true professional dancer. So I'm like watching him kick ass and bond with all the dancers, and there's like famous dancers and everything
So what is
there.
this thing, Carnival?
Oh, well, every I guess 3-4 months or something. It seems like, I don't know if it's every 6
think
months or
it's-
something. Or
It's actually every month or 2 months.
yeah, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It seems like it's always.
It's at the
one happening.
Avalon in Hollywood, and they just put together a group of choreographers to do a showcase and showcase their work.
I think I've seen Gina Menachino might perform there.
Yeah,
once in a
definitely. And they have a similar one called Jete at a smaller club in West Hollywood. But it's just a chance for artists to showcase their work. And sometimes they invite the agencies out, so you can get scouted to be in an agency if, I don't know, they're interested in you. And it's a good place for that, especially if you just moved here. And I have done a few, but I did most of them when I first moved here. after a while, like,
Kind of wears off.
yeah, and it's a whole day event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole day event. You have to do the tech rehearsal, the show rehearsal, and then the show at night, and then you have to just do all of this, all of these things, and it gets tiring. So I don't know. Sometimes the owners will hit up me and my girlfriend. They're like, "Hey, so and so just dropped out. Can you guys do something?" And they trust us so much that they'll be like, "You can come in the day of the show and just perform."
Now, you
which
and
is
your
great.
girlfriend, you guys are so talented together.
Thank
How
you.
did this mesh happen?
I met her at the So You Think audition.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Oh my goodness. So You Think audition, you're kind of put in a group.
Yeah.
And with your audition, you have to do a lot of things. You have to do interviews.
Is this your solo audition or the group stuff?
The solo audition?
Okay.
You're put in like a group of maybe like 8, and you go to different stations. And at this station, you get interviewed. And at this station, they ask questions about you.
So
and
it's like America's Got Talent.
yeah.
Oh, all reality TV shows are the same. Good to know.
Yeah. And I don't know, one of the places we like, okay, we're going to shoot B-roll of you that we might use in the show. Another place, okay, let's interview on camera just in case we want to use it. So the audition process, like the actual dancing process, is like an hour, but with everything else, it's probably 8 hours. Because every group is just, it's like an assembly line. Like this group, okay, this group go there, this group go there, this group go there. Now switch.
So you don't get to sit in the audience and enjoy, like it seems like you are.
Sometimes, depending on where your group is. Because I had certain dancers watch my audition, but others didn't.
Okay.
Like my girlfriend at the time, she didn't see my audition, but I know other dancers that did. And we were just in the same group. So while we were waiting, because every interview or every little station was one at a time, everyone would talk. And we just really hit it off. And it was all cool at first because we were like both in relationships and we were just chilling. And we just really hit it off. And after I left...
Was it something about her dance that pulled you to her, or?
I didn't see her dance.
You didn't?
No.
Oh my gosh.
She's this real cool person. She's from
I love
Memphis,
this.
Tennessee. So I
Oh
don't know.
Lord, wait, Memphis and Florida getting together. Lord.
Yes, I love the
Jesus.
South. It's a good mix.
Somebody call the cops.
Woo!
Tennessee whiskey, yo.
Woo, come on. Oh my goodness. I noticed there's something about a good Southern person that I love. Like most of my friends, my boos, like just anybody from the South. I'm like, yes.
Southern comfort.
People from the South are, even though we're crazy, they're generally a little bit warmer and a little bit livelier and a little bit more compassionate than I've noticed in people in like up north in the Midwest, because we don't have freezing winters. We're not cold-hearted bitches.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I must agree. We are very mean.
We have hurricane parties. All right?
hurricane
We got hurricane parties. You guys don't have blizzard parties.
Hell no.
Right there. Enough said.
Hell no. The blizzard parties, they throw you a fucking shovel. That's the blizzard party.
I'd be down to start the tradition though. Hot chocolate, maybe with a little rum.
I don't know. I remember
Movies.
being in college, walking through the snow in like my hoe heels and shorts on. And
Not
I'm like,
with
a
hoe
hoe
heels.
never gets cold. I'm like, a hoe never gets cold. A hoe never gets cold. I'm
Get it
fucking
together.
freezing my ass off. It was not a good time. Colorado is not fun.
I can't imagine. Even here when it gets cold, quote unquote, I am going through my closet like, what the hell am I going to do? I
We're
can't
Florida girls.
I can't function when the temperature
bad.
drops. Like,
When I moved to Colorado, no one told me Uggs weren't a snow boot. No one told me.
okay, you
Wait,
just
they're
told
not?
me.
You're welcome.
You just told me.
Uggs aren't a snow boot.
Why
I
do
didn't
people in
know.
Florida own Uggs?
I don't know.
I'm saying this as a former Ugg owner.
Wait, so Uggs are not waterproof?
No.
No.
They get ruined by water.
I slipped and I hurt myself so bad. My dance teacher called me and she was like, Gabby, where are you? Your roommate says that you woke up this morning and you had your tights and like everything on. And I was like,
no.
I'm on the floor. I slipped outside on ice and my butt hurts. And she sent 2 men to come get me. Like she was like, someone go find Gabby. She hurt herself walking in Uggs because she's a dumb bitch.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm glad I know. Ooh.
That's hilarious.
We're all smarter now. Are we though?
Yeah. I'm more cultured. I know more about the winter.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you want to do as a dream gig?
A dream gig.
Like if you had like, oh, I really like to do this, a movie like Honey, or I would like to do a live show like this, or whatever.
Okay. I don't know. I used to have like specific artists that I would like to work for, but knowing how this industry can be and how the artist could be great, but their production could be kind of, or I don't know.
Because it's a team effort. It's not just Taylor Swift putting on the production.
No.
It's Taylor Swift and producers and
Everyone that works for her.
lighting designers and whoever's creating the stage for her.
So I think before I stop dancing or before I don't know, take a break or whatever happens in the future, because I don't even know, I want to do a live performance with a Latin jazz band. So like anything Latin. My girlfriend's brother is a drummer, and for a while he worked for J-Lo. And I had to pick him up from the airport one day. I picked him up and I was taking him to his hotel, and he was like, "Can I play my music? Because I haven't learned it yet." And I was like, "Sure, play the music." And he was playing everything that he had to learn. And it was so raw, like live salsa music, live, like Latin reggaeton. And I was like, I would love to be on stage dancing to this. I need to do this before I stop. So I don't care who it is. It can be an upcoming Latin artist. It can be someone really well known, but I want to do it live. Like it can be an award show. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a tour.
Yeah.
I just want the band behind me and my ass on stage.
Yes.
Just living my life.
If you hadn't started things with So You Think You Can Dance, would you have gone to LA or New York? Or like what do you think you would have done differently if you hadn't had that big opportunity right when you were starting out?
I think LA would always be the plan.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, New York is more like musical theater, and more importantly, it gets really cold up there.
Yeah, that pretty much made the decision for me too.
Yep.
But there's more of a dance community in Los Angeles versus New York.
For what I want to do, I think so. Like commercial work and things like that. I think it's bigger here.
New York is a more Broadway. You're moving to New York
Right.
to become...
Or contemporary companies, fine arts.
Would you have just gone straight into the audition circuit? Because you would
Probably.
not have had the agent had you not done So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah, I probably would just be auditioning for agencies, which are also cattle calls. Like
So
800.
knowing like what you know now, would you have just gone into that, or would you have tried a different avenue?
I think I would have just gone into that. It probably would have been a different journey.
Yeah.
Because moving out is rough. Like it's just rough for so many reasons. Like you're starting out in this new thing. You're kind of like this little tiny speck in a big ocean.
Right.
So you have to learn how to navigate through that. And then on top of that, you might be homesick and you're adulting and just everything at the same time. And I felt it, and I didn't even have the struggle of like looking for work, thank God. So I can't imagine doing everything that I did and having to struggle for work. Like, because I was going through it, and I was booked and blessed.
Blessed.
I was like, where do I find an apartment? I got scammed my first time trying to get an apartment out here.
No, so many scams.
So many scams.
If you're moving to LA, be aware.
What's the story?
I sent like $1,400 to someone in Nigeria. Someone in Nigeria.
That is not what you
Now
want.
that I think about it, I'm like, what? There were so many red flags. Who did I think I was? And it's really
Scrolling through the text messages, everything spelled incorrectly.
it was really my pride. Like I didn't want to ask for help.
Yeah.
And it's my mother. That's my mother talking. My mother is the 15-year-old that ran away from Chicago all the way to Puerto Rico. And I am a grown ass, like 19-year-old, like in the airport by myself, like, no, I'm traveling alone. So my mother's always been like, I'm going to get it done myself, you know? So looking for an apartment, I found one. It was really cheap. It was 1 bedroom for $700. And I was like, this is great. This is great for LA because all the other prices are trash. 1 bedroom, $700 in North Hollywood.
So nice.
Good choice.
Too good to be true. And if you live here, you know that. But I didn't know that. And I was in contact with the guy, and he said, okay, you're approved. Just send me the deposit and I'll send you the key. And the deposit was like $800. So I sent it to him, and then the day that the key should have arrived, it didn't. And I emailed him. I said, hey, where's the key? He said, it was backed up in the mail. I have to expedite it, but it's going to cost more. I had to send more money. I sent like $200 more. And then a week later, when the key still hadn't arrived, I was like, hey, what's going on? I've sent you so much money.
Yep.
What's happening? And he stopped answering my calls.
No.
Well, yeah, what's he going to do? Keep talking to her?
Stopped answering my calls. And then I was actually with my girlfriend. We weren't together at the time, but I was with her, and she saw me on the phone. I stepped outside, and she went to go tell me something. And when she went up to me, I was like, like,
Going on, yeah.
and I put the phone down. I put it on speaker to just
gather.
Sometimes I put my phone on speaker to just like really like, I use my hands a lot. So sometimes I feel like I need to do that even though I'm not talking to a real person. So I was talking to my phone and she said she knew something was wrong because I was talking like this.
Oh, the hand smack.
That's how you know, man.
That's right. You see me doing this, you better run. It's on. It's on. When the hand smack starts for East Coast people, it's on.
Every
Less than the
syllable,
West
I'm like,
Coast
no,
people.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So when I got off the phone, she was like, is everything okay? And I told her, and she was like, oh, honey,
Oh, no.
this isn't, you're sending money where? And I was like, this address in Nigeria because he's on vacation. I'm so stupid.
I'm not my damn headphones.
And she's like, why didn't you tell me? He said he was on vacation.
You made me not my headphone wires out there.
Oh my goodness.
That's plausible.
My heart goes out to you, Yoe. No.
And I was so sad because I just felt like I was just a little girl trying to be grown, like trying to be in LA by myself. And I didn't want to ask anybody for help. I didn't want to worry my mother because her first thing would have been like, do you want to come home?
Right.
And I'd be like, no. Or be like, yeah, please. And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So because of that, because of my pride, I just, made someone in Nigeria a little richer.
Yeah. Well, no, those Nigerians are damn good.
They're
At
good.
their scams. They got email game. They got phone game. This one guy, he tried to get me to set up an iPhone, like an iTunes account for this credit card. It's my sister's credit card. But her address is in Houston, and he's in Nigeria. And I was just like, yo, dude, if you don't get the fuck out of my email inbox and call me with this shit. And he was trying, no, I'm a friend. And his name was Aliar Joseph, like A-Lijahar. Like Joseph or such shit. I said, dude, your name is a liar.
Big red flag.
And I know other people that have actually been scammed, actually cashed their checks, found out they were bounced checks. So one guy got fired from Bank of America when we were working there because him and his wife got a check from some Nigerian dude. They went to the bank. They had the people at the bank look at the check. They said, oh, it looks like a legit check. They submitted it. And because he works at Bank of America, when you work for banks, if you fuck up anything on your account, they're like, well, how the fuck you gonna work here? And you can't even handle a goddamn regular checking account.
Whoa.
So because he did that, they actually fired the guy from his job.
No.
Yep. Grown man with kids and a whole family and everything.
No.
Yeah, so Nigerians are pretty,
Well, good thing you had that agent.
right?
Yeah, because
Good thing you were booked and blessed, honey.
oh my goodness. Oh Lord, I would have went straight back to Tampa. Straight back to Tampa immediately. But thankfully.
So lesson out there, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Oh my goodness. I don't even know why. Why? Now that I look back, I'm like, why? What was the point of that?
There was
To just suffer?
Puerto Rican in you.
Yeah, I was
that's what it
like,
is.
I can do it. I
That's
can
what
do
it
it
is.
myself. My mom
It's
was
pride.
like homeless with 2 kids. Like, I can do it. That's every time I'm in a predicament, I'm like, my mom ran away to Puerto Rico at 15. Like,
Right.
I can handle
do
myself.
this.
I
Listen.
can cash this check at
Yeah.
the bank.
I feel you, yo. Listen, I can't tell you. Like, when I was growing up, I used to go out on boats a lot, and I remember at least 3 times when the boat broke down, and I was on it by myself when I wasn't supposed to be. And I'm like, what can I make into a paddle? Instead of asking this help. Meanwhile, I'm like floating into the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, my
and I'm
goodness.
like, no. I'm not going to call for help because then I'll just get in trouble. Besides, I was like, I'm Cuban. My ancestors came here on fucking cars with fucking inner tubes on them and stuff. Come on.
Yes. My stepdad tied 6 tires together
Guys, what?
and just pushed it into the water. He just pushed it
Very
into the
bold.
water with him and his cousin and his brother.
Oh,
And
You gotta do.
he
what
was
you
in the
gotta
water for 3 days.
yeah, gangster.
You see why I like sailing so much?
Yeah, right? It's in your blood. It is in your blood.
Oh, Lord. I can't imagine that.
I love it.
And now if you ask him, the story changes. Because he's like older. He's like, yeah, I fought 3 sharks.
Did I say 6 tires? It was just 3 tires. One for each person.
It was on 1 tire. I had a leaf as the paddle. Yeah, he kind of, adds his own little
Spin on it every once in a while. Love it.
I think that's the East Coast quality too, the whole not asking for help thing. Because I failed out of college because I refused to ask for help for any teachers. And then I go to class every day. I just sit there and fail like a motherfucker. Fail like a motherfucker. I just go home and stare at a book for 3 hours. Like, no, I'm gonna get this shit. I don't need no. I'm gonna get it. I'm smart.
Help.
I'm capable.
Yeah.
Failing like a motherfucker.
I don't know if it's an East Coast thing. It might just be a human thing.
Maybe.
Because I feel
Maybe.
like Casey's like, no.
Yeah,
she asks for help.
Casey's from fucking Seattle. She's just shaking her head like, you guys are so crazy.
We're wild.
I grew up in a business town. Oh, thank you, Carl.
Yeah, your dad made Costco. Get out of here.
Yes.
So I grew up in a business town. I grew up. No one had to do shit.
She was very well educated, unlike you heathens.
I need to
Is
get
what
with
she
you.
meant to say.
Every week I have a conversation with Gabby about like, oh my God, someone did this, and how do you not know how to turn your water off? And Gabby's like,
She's talking about pilot lights. I was like, bitch, no one in Florida has a pilot light.
It's a pilot light, first of all. What is a pilot light?
It's to like, you have to turn
Your
on the
old
pilot
heater.
light to turn on your heater. And I like,
Yeah,
Didn't
it's this
know
little
that.
tiny flame the size of a candle that always stays lit, and that's what powers your
The
heater.
heater.
no one our age knows how to use like how to turn on lights if they go out. They're like, what's a fuse box?
couldn't we just Google those things?
You could.
Siri is my mom.
Yo, we are one solar
Or you could just
flare
know
away
it.
from disaster.
Yeah.
Like, I see this. I keep listening to these conversations every day, and I'm like, dude, if the fucking solar flare hits, we're all done.
Done.
Well, we're
Finished.
supposed to get hit by an asteroid before Christmas.
For real?
Fingers
No,
crossed.
we're not. It'll just skim it.
It's
Skim
it's
us.
just gonna skim the atmosphere.
It
But
bounce
low
off
key,
the
I
atmosphere.
wish that it would just
Again,
hit us.
I don't know
and
what's going on
destroy
in the
Texas.
If the solar flare actually happens, I think Florida more or less is just going to kind of stay the same.
Yeah.
Let's
Definitely.
be honest here.
Nothing's gonna change. They won't even know what happened.
They're like,
They're
what
just gonna
the-
be going about their day.
Like, my cell phone towers are down again.
We're slowly running out of time, and I just really like. Oh my god, I want to ask you so many things, but
Good.
one of my biggest questions is the VMAs because I didn't know that you were gonna be on the VMAs, and then I watch it. I'm like, holy shit! There's Yoe Ellis. There's her big ass hair right behind Taylor Swift. What was that experience like?
It was amazing.
Was that just a number from the tour that you guys
Yeah.
just plopped?
that we just plopped it in? Usually when you do an award show, it's like a week-long process, and you get put with the artists that you may know the music or you may not know the music.
Oh, really?
You learn the routine and then you perform it. So it was really cool doing the award show with a piece that I had been doing on tour for months. So the piece was just
it's
in
in
my
your blood.
body. So I was like, oh, I just get up there and perform it. And the stage was really small compared to our tour stage.
Oh yeah.
Our tour stage was a monster. It was basically the whole size of the angle in the football field. So the AMA stage was like really tiny compared to that. So I felt like, wow, I could dance. I don't have to run from my spot to the other spot. Like I can really dance
Weren't
now.
there like Taylor had like underground things that would like shoot her from one side of the stage to the
yeah,
other?
she had like it looked like a little cart on wheels. So she would just ride to like the lowest part of the stage and then get on a lift and then come up to the center of it.
Oh my god,
So-
to be an icon like that, what is that
Crazy.
like?
I don't know. Her fans are diehard.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, Taylor Swift, yeah, just shake it off. Boom. I didn't know she had songs after Shake It
Yo,
Off.
it's all the white girls.
Wait, you got another song?
My family, that was a joke. My dad was like, who? Taylor ese. I'm like, okay. Taylor ese. My grandma calls the Backstreet Boys the backbeat boy. Like she just kind of like takes whatever. One of my aunties thought I was on tour of Boys to Men. Like they're just like, who?
Boys to Men.
Yes. They said boy group,
They're
Boys
so
to Men. That's it.
BBB.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
Classic. You gotta love old people.
Yeah. And it wasn't until they got to the concert, the Taylor Swift concert, that they were like, oh, she's huge. And I was like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. So all you do is listen to Spanish music.
You should have just been like, yo, I'm touring with Mr. Worldwide.
Oh,
They'd have been like,
Mr. 305.
oh my goodness. Lord.
they would have gotten the scale at that point, at least.
Yeah. But the award show was crazy. Like, seeing myself on television like that, I mean, like, since So You Think, it's been a while. So I was like, whoa, wow. And I kind of forgot how cool it was. And you always have the footage. You always, it's like a memory. And for my family to be able to see it, and I have family everywhere. And for all of them to be able to see me dance, and some of them have never seen me dance, I was like, this is crazy. This is so cool.
Awesome. To leave us on some words of wisdom for all the up-and-comers out there, you got any thoughts, some tricks to the game, some hackability, some, I don't know, work ethic, training, anything you got?
For the kid getting started.
Yeah, what you got out there?
For people getting started, take everything. I feel like one of the reasons I got into where I am dance-wise is because I'm really versatile.
Well-rounded.
Yeah, well-rounded. And I could be even more well-rounded, had I continued taking certain things. Like, I wish I didn't quit acrobatics class, and I wish I learned how to tumble. I wish I didn't quit tap dancing, because now I'm older, I'm like, I love that, you know? So take everything, even if you hate it, because you never know when you need that skill. And don't let any job dictate your worth, you know? Like,
yes.
You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of people saying, not today, or we're not going to go for you. And don't let that change how you view yourself as an artist. Like, I love So You Think You Can Dance. I love what they do for dancers. It's beautiful. That someone that lives in, where are you, Utah, can come out here and suddenly be this big, you know?
Yeah.
But I also have friends that are phenomenal dancers, and they got cut from the show, and they really questioned themselves and really considered quitting. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
Yeah, right?
It's all about the season. It's all about what the producers want.
Yeah.
Who's going to get
game,
the most
right?
ratings.
Yeah.
There's so many other things involved. And not only with So You Think, but a lot of other jobs. There's so many other things involved. There's the look. Do we have the white girl, the black girl, the Spanish girl, the Asian? Okay, are we like straight-haired Spanish or curly-haired Spanish? Are we light-skinned black or dark-skinned? Like, there's just so many other things going on.
Yeah.
So your talent can't be questioned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would just
They
say
don't
that.
keep like usually one of everything on a show. You know what I mean? Like, I went out for a show for when Missy Elliott was doing some triple threat show back in the day, and then they had mentioned, or I was doper than anybody in the room. I was doper than anybody in there. I could sing, rap, and dance. There was
That's
not even
my boy.
another person in the room that could do all
Come
three.
I
on.
believe
And
it.
whatnot, and I could do all three. And whatnot, and they didn't pick me. And then when I seen the show came out, they had already picked some like white kid with dreads and whatnot. He couldn't even freestyle rap. You get what I'm saying? But they already had a guy with dreads. You know what I mean? They already had a,
Like,
you know.
check.
So they're like, all right, that box is checked already. So it was like, by the time we do the next one, it didn't even matter how good I was when I came, because they had already filled that gap.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a shitty producer.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Carl. I was just about to piggyback off of what you said and be like, as a producer myself, if I have an actor come in that can act, and then one that can come in and sing, act, and dance, and both their performances are the equal quality, I'm going to choose the one that can do all three.
Yeah.
Hands down, bar none.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll never know what you might need in the moment, and you never know how those skill sets are going to serve you in other ways that you least expect it until they're called upon you. But awesome. Yoe, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank
For real.
you.
You're
Coming on,
awesome.
man.
So much fun. Come open invitation to come back whenever.
Oh, I'd love to.
You got anything you want to promote? You got any social media? Any projects coming up? Go ahead, look at the camera, give a shout out, and let people know what you got going on.
Ooh, a shout out. Well, follow my Instagram at Yoe.Apolinario, and there you can watch all my new upcoming projects, everything I got going on, and my life, and my dog, and my girlfriend.
And a cat.
And the cat. Can't forget my cat. Shout out to Tampa, Florida, 813. Shout out to all the Caribbeans out there. I love y'all. I love the food. Love the culture. And that's it. Shout out to my mama for having me.
She got it from her mama.
I did.
You know that. All right. Let's just go around. This is Sailor_Dev. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Skitbags on Instagram. Go to skitbags.com. Check out all the rest of our shows. We got Fight Dubs, new episodes coming out. Film History, the history of film, The Mix and Serve, and soon to be added. We're working on about 5 other shows right now, guys.
Yeah. So come
on. You'll be hearing updates from that over the next coming months, but we are scaling up in the most beautiful of ways. So stay tuned and always follow #TalkX. T-Mac.
You can follow me on Instagram at tmcd with 2 underscores, and that is all I have. Casey?
That's great. Okay. Yeah, you guys can always follow me on Instagram. That's Casey Persich. I don't want to spell it again. I'm sure you know it by now.
Yeah, and just Poppy Carlo on the Insta Jesus, Mr. C-Force on the Twitters and whatnot. Check out the Comedy Store every Monday for the Ding Dong Show at 10 o'clock in the Belly Room. Also, check out GT's Comedy Jam twice a month. We got motherfuckers laughing their ass off. You need to come through and hang out. And get ready for Cross Wars 3 that's coming out with Danny Trejo, a couple of my homeboys from the Ding Dong Show. And also make sure you look up Office Uprising, which is on Crackles. Also the Scramble movie where I play Black Jesus. I totally forgot about that. Man, we Skitbags, we doing some shit. Just fuck with us in general. Look up Skitbags.
Attaboy.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yo, guys, my name is Gabby Shake. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias, SHAIKH. Follow the Princess Collective on Instagram, and make sure to watch Hermione Granger in the Quarter-Life Crisis on YouTube. All of season 2 is finally out.
Ooh. Shake.
Yes. And happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
This is Skitbags Radio.
And we're out.
Woo!
Yeah.
Skitbags Radio.